The Supreme Court, where hundreds of protesters gathered last night after the stunning leak of what is reportedly a draft opinion suggesting the court will strike down Roe v. Wade this summer. Many experts have predicted the court will roll back abortion rights after conservatives gained a 6-3 majority on the court. It's a strongly worded draft opinion signed by Justice Samuel Alito and obtained by Politico. The Supreme Court has not confirmed the authenticity of the document. And we must point out a lot can change before a final ruling is issued. For more on all of it, let's go to Jan Crawford. She's outside the Supreme Court. Jan, this would be an astonishing leak and a landmark decision. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Tony, and you're exactly right. An unprecedented leap from the Supreme Court, something that didn't even happen when the presidency was on the line in Bush versus Gore. And in the states, the implications for an overturning of Roe versus Wade are massive. Many of them, those states, already have been preparing for that.
We will not go back!
The news set off late-night protests from both sides at the Supreme Court.
America doesn't want to overturn Roe v. Wade, that there is support to maintain it.
The reversal of Roe v. Wade is good, and it will save lives, and that is good, and they should keep going forward with the majority opinion.
The leaked Supreme Court draft opinion shows the conservative majority voted to strike down Roe v. Wade, the 1973 landmark decision guaranteeing abortion rights. The 98-page draft opinion from February was obtained by Politico from a person familiar with the court's proceedings in a Mississippi law banning abortion after 15 weeks. Writing for the majority, Justice Samuel Alito wrote, "Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. It is time to heed the Constitution and return the issue of abortion to the people's elected representatives." 4 other conservative justices reportedly also had voted to overturn Roe in the Mississippi case. It's unclear whether Chief Justice John Roberts would have allowed the Mississippi law to stand without overturning Roe, or whether he joined the liberals. Also unclear whether the early draft opinion will become the final decision, sending the issue of abortion back to the states.
Hands off my body!
Right now, 13 states have laws banning all or nearly all abortions that would be triggered if Roe were overturned. The CEO of Planned Parenthood said, "Abortion is currently still legal, and we will continue to fight like hell to protect the right to access safe, legal abortion." But the leak of a draft opinion sent shockwaves throughout the legal community and beyond.
This has never happened before. It's a tremendously big deal for the court, and its significance for the court's legitimacy is impossible to overstate.
Jeff Rosen is the president and CEO of the National Constitution Center.
The court takes its secrecy incredibly seriously. The justices will investigate this leak vigorously and try to find out who the leaker was.
Now, early drafts of decisions, they often change quite a bit, and justices in the past have actually switched their votes. It is unlikely that that's going to happen in this case. However, a decision is expected sooner rather than later, well before the end of the court's term at the end of June. Tony?
Jan, we just heard Jeffrey Rosen talk about how unprecedented it is for a leak like this to occur. Why might someone leak this?
You know, Tony, leakers sometimes talk to the press because they're outraged, they're disgruntled, or perhaps in this case, they're trying to put pressure on one of the justices, that narrow 5-justice majority, to change their minds. This information, this draft opinion, is so closely held inside the Supreme Court that so few people would have access to it. It will be tremendous implications inside this building, the trust among those justices, possibly coming from a law clerk.
Yeah, and speaking of access, we should talk about the implications here. Jan, you've been to Mississippi and other states preparing for this decision. If it ends up being the ruling, what are the implications there?
Well, it would mean that abortion access depends on where women live. So if you live in Mississippi, you're going to have to drive a long way to a state that allows abortion rights. And as I said, many of these states have already been preparing for passing laws to prohibit access to abortion, while you see other more liberal states passing laws guaranteeing access. This will all go now to the states and their elected officials if this decision holds.
For nearly 50 years, guaranteed as a constitutional right, access to abortion could be no longer. Jan, thank you very much.